Hey Pisces, and we'll get started. Two of Swords. All right. Needing to make a decision, past or present, is what they're telling me. Am I moving forward from somebody, or do I want somebody back? The Two of Swords is a decision that needs to be made. Otherwise, you end up at a stalemate. So you know and they know. There needs to be some sort of closure here. There's either closure that needs to happen or a reopening or reawakening, another try, another stab at it, basically. Because the Two of Swords is saying that, and then you have the Red Countess just throwing that out there. The Two of Swords is saying, like, you're not entirely sure, and you're probably like, duh, dark dove, like, I've struggled with this before. But that's the whole point, is that you're not sure on this because you do still love this person, and I feel like they still love you. So you're kind of like, do I cut the cord? Things have been unhealthy, they haven't been working out, but at the same time, I'm not sure that I want to make a decision. It's a confusion. It's a doubting which way to go. And really, it feels very unclear. Some of you are like, I really miss this person and love them, but it's been super unhealthy. I don't know how we could ever get back together. And then others of you are like, no, there's no way we could do this. I have to cut ties. But then you have to question, why am I not cutting those ties? What's keeping me bound to it? Is it closure? What is it? Now, you have the Red Countess as your clarifying card, which is very interesting because deep within, you know what you want to do, or you know where the situation wants to go. It's listening to your inner wisdom, your inner instincts, and going with that. Whether your inner instincts say, hey, I love this person and I want them back in my life, there's no right or wrong here, basically. It's just saying, make a decision already. That's what they're telling me. The universe was literally like, come on, Pisces, make a decision already. Either you want to get back together with them or you don't. But it's almost as if like you're wasting time moving forward or moving back forward, if that makes sense, in whichever decision you're going to make. All right, coming into the month, your current position towards the end of the month is the Ten of Swords. So tragedy, loss, endings. For some of you, it could be an actual loss. So I apologize if you have dealt with something like that, but we're going to keep this out of that because I don't like to get into all of that. If you want a private read, fine. But the Ten of Swords is, again, like, feeling as though you've been stabbed with 1,000 swords. You're not sure what to do, but you feel a very great loss. You feel a tragedy. And yet at the same time, some of you know that there could be a change, that this could be different, that you could, try again, or that you could cut this off completely and then you won't feel that anymore. It's almost as if, the door or window is still cracked open for this ex to come back or this ex to be in your life. And you either need to close it so that potential is not there anymore, so there's no more hurt. It feels as though, because this is so open-ended and there's been no official, we will never get back together, or hey, I love you, I don't want to be without you, it's still like a tragic love story. The next card you have is how you're feeling towards the end of the month, and you have the Lovers, which tells me more than likely you still love this person quite a bit. The Lovers is love. It's also a duality. It's feeling as though you're connected, almost as though you're meant to be together. Now, for some of you may say, hey, BS, Dark Dove, this is like, I'm getting over a tragedy and I want to move on with somebody else. I don't feel that, though, because if you do, and if you wanted to, you would have closed this chapter. But instead, you've let it kind of linger and stay open because you're not ready to let it go, because you still do love this person. You're just not sure if love can overcome the unhealthy or hard times you guys have been through. The next card you have is your distant past, over the past 5-10 years. And you have the Hierophant, which is Taurus cards. You could be dealing with the Taurus or have Taurus placements in your chart. The thing about the Hierophant is the universe is saying, look, time will tell. And some of you do need to start thinking about a decision or going towards one scenario or the other. But the universe is also saying, when it's the divine timing, you will know the answer, because this is self-improvement. So the universe is saying, look, you needed to stop, slow down, take care of yourself, think about yourself, meditate, change your lifestyle, do different things that are going to make you feel better, and basically up your ante or up your, vibration. Like, the universe is saying, look, you have a lot of self-love to do, self-care to do, and also, again, raising your vibration. When you and this person come in contact again, which I do feel strongly you will, especially with the Lovers coming out, um, what do you bring to the table? I had a friend a long time ago, and he's married now, but he was having a hard time finding somebody for a long, long time. And he finally sat down and he said, but would I marry me? Would I date me? And I think that's kind of Pisces, what you're thinking, or this other person is thinking, or both, where it's kind of like a self-reflection as well, knowing that no, this person was not perfect in this relationship, and they may have hurt you, or there may have been betrayals, etc. But also knowing that you weren't perfect either. And I know people will say, well, they cheated, and the da da da, and that, and I get that. None of that is okay. Abuse is not okay. Certain things are not okay. But we all know that when we're in an unhealthy situation, it brings out the worst in both of us. And then we become people we don't like. So the universe is saying, work on that too. Because like I said, that friend of mine opened my eyes a long time ago saying, you know, would you date you? And he had to think about it. Why can't I meet people? Well, would I date me? And he learned a lot. The next card you have is your immediate past, or the past few weeks, past month or two. And you have the King of Cups. So very calm, collected, not rushing into anything, not rushing into anything new, not rushing into anything old, just kind of being very mild-mannered. But at the same time, the King of Cups is somebody who is maybe trying to strive, like, I don't want to say pretend, but almost as if, like, I don't think about this other person, I don't worry about them, I'm not even thinking about them, I'm not worrying about them, but it's almost like you're being BSing yourself, because the King of Cups restrains themselves emotionally sometimes, and, is kind of like, I'm in control. Even though you really truly love this person, or you feel this certain way, the King of Cups is very good at hiding that. The King of Cups is very good at saying, oh, I may love this person, or I may be emotionally attached to this person, or I may want this person back, but I'm not going to show a single sign that that's the case, just because it's a way of self-protecting. It's a way of self-guarding yourself until you're ready. The next card you have is your immediate future. So over the next few months, work, work, work. Why does this surprise me? It doesn't. It's almost as though you're ignoring the situation at hand. Another sign got this as well. It was very similar. It's like you're ignoring the elephant in the room. You're refusing to make a decision about something that, clearly is still bothering you. The Eight of Pentacles is work. It's due diligence. It's money, money, money. No emotion tied to it, no nothing. So it very much says that, you're struggling, and you may possibly struggle for the next little bit over, what you're going to do about the situation. I feel like you may attempt to get in contact with them, or they may attempt to get in contact with you. Cross-watchers, this can be reversed, but I do read for the sign I'm reading for, so keep the comments nice below, because this is for them, this is for Pisces. But again, this is saying I'm concentrating on money, but you're not, it's going to build up to where you're not going to be able to not make a decision or a choice, or close this off, or, move forward or reconcile. Okay. The next card you have is the Seven of Wands. Okay. And this is throughout the rest of, and this is defense strategy. I feel like this is you kind of going, well, if I did talk to them, like, they need to understand. I mean, I feel this way about it. It's very much, the Seven of Wands is like putting your wall up or putting a block up, but not necessarily, it's not that you don't have a good reason to, it's just more, you're putting a block up because you're standing up for yourself and your ideas, and there can be tension there, but you also have to realize that, like, it takes two to tango, right? So you're thinking, well, I'm right, I'm not going to reach out to them, I'm right. And they're thinking the same thing, like, well, hey, I'm not reaching out to you because I'm right. So somebody may have to eat a piece of humble pie, and Pisces, you may be like, well, fuck, I'm not doing it. And they may not, but somebody's going to eventually, because there's just too much of a wide open space here for you guys not to at least figure out what the future holds. Now, the next card you have is anything tangible. This is resting. You have the Four of Swords, which is resting, recuperation, exhaustion. Maybe you've been, self-medicating. Maybe you have been, kind of like your own worst enemy, so to speak. You've been stressing out. Maybe some of you have been getting out there and dating and meeting new people and trying to, like, get over this person, but it's not working. Whatever you're doing is not working, and therefore the universe is saying you need to slow down. You need to stop. You need to think. You need to get rest. You need to recuperate, because there's been some sort of, like, self-destructive feelings or behaviors, maybe on your end or their end or both. But definitely the Four of Swords is saying now's the time to recoup. Where are you going? What do you want, Pisces? What's the bottom line here? Now, maybe it's time to make this decision so you don't drive yourself crazy over it. The next card you have is how you're feeling. You have the Seven of Pentacles. So 2 sevens here. Sevens may be relevant for you, or a lucky number or something like that. But the Seven of Pentacles is a risk reward. So you're debating on what to do about the situation, and you may act on it. But again, you're playing the pros and cons. The Seven of Pentacles is literally assessing a situation and going, if we did get back together, what would it look like and how could we make it work? If we don't get back together, am I missing out on this person that I truly do have a connection with, that I love? Can we come to a healthy ground? Can we find a healthy balance here? And that's the Seven of Pentacles, is you seriously trying to figure that out. Now, your hopes or fears to the outcome is the Magician. The Magician is you want to connect. You want to manifest this. If you could have it your way, things would go back to normal. When things were good, they were really good. When things were shitty, they were really shitty. For you, you want to be able to go back to the normal without the crappy parts. But in order to even move towards that, or in order for that to even be a possibility, the skeletons in the closet have to be addressed. And both parties have to take on some sort of responsibility. So I don't think that this is going anywhere, even if you're out trying to date, or even if they're out dating and seeing other people. This is not the final chapter. The book is not closed on this as of yet. The next card you have is your outcome. Yeah, and here comes the information. The Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is swift. It's forward momentum. It's divine timing. It's almost forced. It's as if you can't help yourself. You need to figure this out. Can we have another go at this? Or they're going to be coming at you with news from afar, kind of like, hey, Pisces, what are we doing? I miss you. I love you. I don't want to be sad anymore. I don't want to feel this way. Because for a lot of you, yes, with the Four of Cups, you feel like you've wasted time, or you were taken for granted. And this other person may feel the same way or share those feelings, in the fact that the Four of Cups is literally like, do I want to spend any more time or energy on this? Do I want to, I don't want to get hurt. But you need to know. The Eight of Wands is almost like I must know. I need to know. I need an answer. Does this person still love me? Does this person still think about me? Does this person still want to be with me? And so you're kind of like, I don't want to think that all of this that we've been through is for naught. I don't want to think that all of this that we've been through is a waste of time, or that, this was for nothing. The time we've known each other, the things we've been through, good or bad. I feel like you're not in a position where you're ready to fully give it up, but you're trying to convince yourself you are. And I'm just being realistic. You may not like that, but it's true. And we all do that. We all attempt to, like, oh, I'm fine, I don't need it. But yet your signs are showing different. Like, this decision is weighing heavily on your mind. Now, you have the Six of Pentacles here, which is a generosity. One of you is going to break the barrier and say, hey, how's it going? I miss you. And I feel like the other person is going to give charity. I feel like the other person is going to say, hey, okay, let's talk. Let's do this. Let's sit down. Let's have a conversation. Let's really figure out if we want to put the work into this. Okay. The Six of Pentacles is saying, one of you or both of you are going to feel very giving, very generous, because you miss each other. At the end of the day, there is a sense of, I miss you, they miss you, I miss you, you miss me type situation. And the Six of Pentacles is saying that I think you both will be charitable in the fact that you will want to give this some sort of time of day to kind of see where it could go, to see what could happen. Yeah, because you have the Ten of Cups here, which is joy, peace, family, which is kind of where you saw yourself going with this person, having a family, even if it was a fur baby family. You saw yourself, going the distance with this person, having the love, having, having the life together, growing old together, having that legacy, so to speak. Then you have the Page of Pentacles here. The Page of Pentacles is putting the work into it. I feel like at one point you guys said you were going to put the work into it. You both, pretended to a certain extent, or you'd put work into it and they would be kind of like, well, it's almost as if you played off of each other of an insecurity. One of you puts the work into it, but you're too afraid to put too much work into it, because are they really going to put enough work into it? Are they really going to, like make a go of this. Like nobody wants to get hurt, so everybody's kind of putting the minimal energy and effort into it until they really see it. And now you're kind of going, if we're going to make this work, we really have to put the energy. We really have to work at it. Then you have the Seven of Pentacles again twice here. And like I said, sevens could be a theme because you have the 7 here. But the Seven of Pentacles is that risk reward. What are the pros and cons? That, hey, we could love each other for the rest of our lives, or we could fight and hate each other for the rest of our lives. But if it's willing, if it's that you care and love each other enough, then the pros and cons won't matter. It's almost as though, Pisces, you're assessing the situation like a business deal instead of actually thinking about how to make it work or what changes need to be made. You can do the pros and cons all day long. You can do the risk reward. Well, what if I do this? Will it pay off? It doesn't matter. In the end, if you love this person and you want to be with this person and you care about this person, then stop putting so much energy into thinking about the what ifs and start putting the energy into, could we make this work? Now you close out here with the Moon card, which is your card, okay? Which is the Pisces card. And the Pisces card or the Moon card is, and anytime you show up in a read, if you see my reads before, you know that I absolutely love it because it tells me you're organically being you. You're organically being true to yourself. You really do want what's best for you. You really do want, to be able to self-love and also love each other, like love other people or love each other in this particular situation. The Moon card, though, is about an uncertainty, and that's what I was talking about a little bit ago. You've got to stop playing, and they do too, off of the what ifs or the woulda, shoulda, couldas, or what if I contact them and they want nothing to do with me, or what if we get back together and we just keep hurting each other or we get hurt again. There's got to come to a point where either you make the decision it's worth it and you want to put the work into it, and if it falls apart again, then that's it. It's almost like then make a decision to, yes, I'll go forward with love, but if it doesn't work out this time, it's just not going to work out. We're just not going to be able to make it work this lifetime, and hopefully we can at some point, in another lifetime. The Moon is literally a paranoia of not knowing. It's a confusion. It's like I don't know. I'm so worried about the what ifs and the outcome not going in my favor that instead of actually trying to heal it or trying to fix it or make it better, you're making it worse by just assuming that it's doom and gloom, and you don't want to go there with that. Now, your oracle card here is Lamentation, okay? And this is like what anything that's broken can fix, okay? And it can be fixed. Heart healing comes after the grieving part. So for some of you, you thought you could never get back together. For some of you, you thought this could never happen. We could never heal this again. It's broken. We can never fix it. But after a period of grief, or after a period of this Ten of Swords, this feeling of this tragedy or loss with this person, there is the ability to come back and mend it. I think that's what's holding you back and holding this person back the most is, I don't want to hurt anymore. And so it's easier just to ignore it and pretend like it's not happening, date other people, focus on work and whatnot, than to actually try it again. But there is hope here that you can mend broken pieces. It's just, at the end of the day, Pisces, a decision needs to be made on, either drop it completely, get the closure, even if it's closure in your own head, even if they won't talk to you, even if you won't talk to them. Get the closure and say, okay, I'm done with this. I'm not doing this anymore. I, relieve you from my headspace, from my energy, or give it one last hurrah. And, the worst case scenario is you end up where you are now, but you get your closure and you move on. So Pisces, I just don't see this is over yet. I just also see that like the games or not even games, but more of the, wishy-washy, well, I'm not going to call her if she doesn't call me, or I'm not going to call him if he doesn't call me. Like worrying so much about the what ifs or who should be doing what, rather than focusing on, I really care about this person and what's important.